Hello guys, welcome back to Cloudy ML. Till now, you might have gone through pandas, NumPy, and the Python, and you might have also read about the basic concepts in the Python. Today, we will be proceeding with how you can create visualization using Python. So for that, Python has basically two libraries that we use in our day-to-day life. One is called Matplotlib and the another one is called Cbond. So first, we will be going through Matplotlib, and after that, we will be looking with Cbond as well. So what exactly Matplotlib is? Matplotlib is basically a comprehensive library for creating static, animated, and interactive visualizations in Python. So basically, it is a type of library that we have multiple libraries like pandas, numpy. Similarly, matplotlib is also a library. Matplotlib basically makes things easy and also hard things possible. So here I have written few of the features of Python, that is it is used in to create publication quality plots. Then it make interactive figures that can zoom, pan, update, customize visual style and layout, export to many file formats, embed in Jupyter Lab and graphical user interfaces, use a rich array of third party packages built on Matplotlib. So I hope this matplotlib is clear to you guys. Now, before we proceed further with the programming lines, that is coding, I want you guys to install Anaconda on your system. I hope it is already installed. If not, then you can simply go to Anaconda Navigator, and here you will be able to open this page. And here, after opening this, you just have to launch Jupyter Notebook. All the codes that we will be writing in Matplotlib and Cbond, we will write it over here in the Jupyter Notebook. After opening the notebook, you will get such page. Whatever work you had done till now will appear over here. You have to simply click on this new, and we will be writing Python program over here. So I will select Python, and then I will proceed with the programming. Now, the first thing that we need to do is we need to import the different libraries over here. So we will be importing pandas. Sorry, first I will import NumPy. You can import pandas first as well. That totally depends upon you. So I am importing NumPy. Then I will be importing pandas as PD. Guys, this is a very basic thing, and before writing any programming language of any particular library, you should must call the packages first. So I have called numpy, pandas. I will call cbond as well, cbond as sb or sn, whatever suits you. And then I will be importing matplotlib. So matplotlib is very vast library. Matplotlib is very vast library. So I will not be calling each and every packages here. Instead of that, I will be simply calling only one package, that is pplot, which will be used here to plot the different visualization, and I will be calling it as py. So I hope this is clear to you guys that first of all we need to import the libraries over here. After that, I will be creating the first visualization. So let's name it as first visualization. Let's You can notice over here that you have three options. Either you can code, you can mark down, you can make it raw and be converted, or you can make it as heading. So whatever suits you, you can do that. Or you can also do one thing, and that is you can simply press hash and then you can write first first visualization and enter, but it has been converted into mark code. This is the reason it hasn't converted. It should have been. Okay, so you need to make it here heading to in order to convert it as heading. You can also create it as markdown if you don't want to put it as a code. You just need a note in your particular coding, then you can do that from here. Now, the first visualization I am going to create is I will be first writing array 1. Array 1 I want as np dot a range. Now you guys have must understand why I have imported numpy. It is because I am going to make array over here. Now 1 to 10 I want, and I will click enter, and then I want to print array 1 and I will click on shift enter. Guys, to execute any code, you just need to click shift enter, or you can simply click on this run. So every time run going to there and click on run will be hectic task. So this is the reason I am asking you guys to simply click on shift enter in order to run your code. Again, I will be making another array, and this array will be square of the first array like this, enter, and I will be printing array 2 over here, array 2, and I will click shift enter. Now you can notice we are getting two array, that is array 1 and array 2. Now I want to create visualization using this. So for that, what I'll do, I will simply write py, that is our package that I have called it out in the first step, and then I will write plot, and I will write array 1 comma array 2, and let's see if it what happened. Acha, I have noticed here it is showing markdown. We need to make it as code in order to run the code. Now let's see if our code runs well or not. Py is not defined, but py is defined over here. What happened? Okay, that was, we haven't clicked shift enter here. This is the reason this code was not executed and it has shown error over here. But as soon as I have clicked shift enter, this code ran, and then this was successfully executed over here, and we are getting a graph. You can notice we are getting a graph over here, that is uh, array 1 says x-axis and array 2 says y-axis. Now let's make reciprocal of it to see if there is any change. Let's write it array 2, array 1. Notice now we are getting this graph. Array 1 is coming over here, and array 2 is coming over here, and array 1 is coming over here, and we are getting the same graph in a reciprocal manner. Now this was a basic graph that we have created using Matplotlib. It is very easy to make visuals over here. Now let's see what do we have next. Now this is something a very normal graph. We are not getting any axis over here. So the next thing that we will be doing is we will try to make axis. So let's write it axis labels, enter. Okay, why it's not changing? Okay, let me name it as heading. Okay. Jupyter no longer uses special heading cells. Instead, write your headings in Markdown using. Okay. Okay, fine. Axis labels. Now here I will be setting x-axis and y-axis. So let's do that as well. Oh, what happened? Sorry guys. So let's write the code over here. So I want, what happened? I want py dot plot of array 1 comma array 2, and here I want to fix my x-axis. Sorry, my bad. I want to fix my x-axis, that is py dot x-axis. X-axis I want it as, let's say, array 1, and then my bad, just a second, I should have written it as axis. Matplot, what happened? Just a second. Okay, I have written x-axis over here. Instead of that, it should be x labels. Okay, x labels, not labels, it should be label. Okay, now it's coming up. You can notice, now you can notice that we are getting array 1 over here where we have x-axis. Now I will be setting y-axis as well. I will click enter py dot y label and I will be setting array 2 over here, array 2. Now I will be putting title as well. Now you can notice we have y-axis name as well, that is array 2. That totally depends upon you. You can set any name as per your need, as per your want, as per your need. That totally depends upon you. Let's say I want to make it as capital A. Here also I want to make it as capital A. Then I can do that as well. You can notice now we are getting capital A. So after that I want to put title as well. So let's click on enter py. Always notice we are writing py only. So after this we will be writing title py dot title. What happened? Py dot title and it should be array 1 and always make sure that you write string in the inverted comma. Array 1 versus array 2. I will click on shift enter and notice you are getting title as well. You are getting array 1, array 2 over here. So basically you are simply putting labels, that is x label and y label, to your particular graph. So I hope these two things that I have just told you guys, that is how to create visualization, and after that how you can name x axis y axis, is clear to you guys. Now let's see what do we have next. So guys, this is called canvas. On this canvas, you only have one plot. Let's say I want to have some subplot on this particular canvas. For that, we will be writing the next code. So the next code is regarding subplot. Let's put hash over here and then I will make it as markdown. Click enter. What happened? Why it hasn't changed? Okay, click enter and this is subplot. So in order to make subplot, what we will do, we will again call py dot subplot. We will call py dot subplot and here I will write 1 comma 2 and here you need to write a name. You can either take 1 2 3 whatever you want in order to make any to name to give the name of that particular plot. The 1 and 2, what does 1 and 2 refer over here? I will let you guys know later on. Oh, my bad. I have again clicked shift enter. I need to click enter over here. I will click py dot plot and here I want to plot array 1 comma array 2 and after that you can give color and both the type of this line you are getting. This is you can change this as well. Let's say I want to have red line and I want to have dotted line. So in that case you can do like this. You can click enter over here and you can notice you are getting a graph over here and it is in the red color and dotted line. Now let's say I want to add more subplot over here. So for that what I will do, I will simply click enter, copy paste this one and this time I will write 2 over here and 1 over here and I will making green color with dotted line. Enter. My bad. I will click shift enter. What happened? Matplotlib warned me adding an axis using the same argument as a previous axis. What happened? Suppress the. Okay, my bad. Here we have written 1. So here we should name another, write another letter that is 2 in order to name that particular subplot. Now notice we are getting the correct correct this chart over here where we are getting this dotted line. So we have dashed line and then we have dotted line. Now you guys would be thinking what these 1 and 2 mean. So basically the subplot function takes three argument that describes the layout of the figure. The layout is basically organized in rows. Here this is rows and this is columns, which are represented by first and second argument. So the the this one says rows and this one says column over here, and the third argument represents the index of the current plot, that is 1 2. So basically this is the index and this is the number of rows and this is the number of columns. Now you might be thinking what is number of rows and columns over here. Now in order to make you guys understand that, let's copy this one, let's paste it over here, and let's make it 2 and 1 instead of 1 and 2. 2 comma 1, and here also I will be writing 2 comma 1, and then I will click on shift enter, and notice earlier you were getting two graphs in the same line because we have made two column but one row, but here we have made two rows and one column. This is the reason we are getting these subplots like this. I hope subplot is clear to you guys. So in today's class we have seen first visualization, then we have seen how we can put labels to the particular axis, then we have subplot. In our next class we will be continuing from the same part where we have left. I hope till then you guys will practice how you will be creating these three things. In our last class, all the methods that we have learned till now was the functional way to make this visualization. Today we will be talking about object oriented object oriented way to create the visualization. So now you will be asking why there is need to make object oriented way. This is because in object oriented way, basically we have more scalability and control in order to make our visualization. We will read all these things in detail now. So the first thing that we will be learning over here is figure and axis. So let's open a figure first, figure and axis Matplotlib in order to understand what exactly axis and figure in Matplotlib means. Let's go to images. So here you can notice we have a figure. This is called as figure. So basically this is a figure. While you will create this in your Python, this figure will be not visible to you. This is basically canvas, and then you will be setting axis. Let's say left, what distance will it have with this left, then this bottom, then this height, then this width, and after that you will be creating the graph inside this particular axis. So I hope this picture is clear to you that first you will be having figure and then you will be having axis, and after that you will be creating the graph inside this axis. Now let's see how we can proceed with the coding for that. So here you can notice that the first step is to draw this figure. So let's go to Python notebook. Let's make it as heading. Okay, enter. And then I will be writing my first line, that is fig equals to py dot figure. So basically by this code I am simply, the figure that is showing over here, I have made that, although the figure is not visible over here, but once I will set the axis then you will be able to see that. So let's star, this is making figure, enter. Then I want to set axis, which is my next step, like set axis. So I will be setting the axis now. So here, as I have said, told you guys that we need to set axis like this. Like here, basically, it is showing PLT because that particular person has imported the library as PLT. However, we are using PY, and then we will be setting the axis, that is axis equal to PLT dot axis, and then we will be making right what will be the distance with right, then what is the distance with bottom, then height, and then this width over here. So we will be creating all these things using this fig dot add axis, and then we will be setting assigning the value. Now let's go to this pandas, and I will be writing axis over here, axis equal to fig dot, basically we are adding axis to this figure axis, and let's say I want it as 0.2 comma 0.2, that is length, then left, then bottom, then I want width, let's say I want it to have 0.9, and then again I want to have 0.9, like enter. My bad, I don't, we need to click shift enter. What happened? There is some issue, I guess. Okay, access equal to figure access, create the new access using the classes. Figure access with you from the argument hash must be variable, not float. What happened? Access dot. Mm, this is what I have written. Fig equal to py. Py is what? Okay, py is there. Let's first run this one and then try to run this one and see if it works. Enter. Still I am getting error. Why? P fig py dot figure access equal to this. Okay, so I have made a mistake over here. This is the reason it's not working. I need to make a list over here. Just a second. Mm-mm. This like okay guys, so you need to pass this lb length, left, bottom, width and height in the list in order to get that particular thing that we want. Great. Now you can notice we are getting the same thing that we have discussed here, that this is the figure and then we have made axis over here. The first one says left, bottom, width and height. So let's name it as, in the list we have to write left, then bottom, then width, and then height. Okay, great. And after that, I will be creating the visualization, that is creating the graph. I will be doing the plotting thing now. Plotting, and let's do plotting. For plotting, what I will be doing, axis dot, or let's name it at axis dot one plot. For that, let's rename this also as one axis dot plot, and here I will be writing array 1 comma array 2, the same arrays that we have made at the start of this Matplotlib, and then I will be writing axis dot set underscore x label, and here I will be passing array 1. Guys, we are doing the same thing that we have done over here, that is earlier we used to only write py dot x label. This was when we used to do in a functional way, but now we are doing object oriented way, and this is the reason our way of writing things has changed over here. Control C, copy, oh my bad, enter, control V. I need to write it as 2, and then I will be setting what? First, I need to write 1 over here, then 1 over here as well, and then I will be setting a title axis1 dot set underscore title, and here I will be writing as array 1 versus array 2, and then I will write shift enter, and notice I am getting the particular plotting over here, that is array 1 versus array 2. What has happened? Why we are not getting array 1 over here? Might be because there is no space. This is the reason we are not getting array 1 and array 1 over here. Array 1 set level. Oh, my bad. I need to place it at y level. Oh. Okay, now we are getting the correct picture. Array 1, then array 2, and then we have title as well. So I hope this axis and figure is clear to you guys, and you guys have understood that what is the exact concept of array axis and figures. After that, you guys will be assuming that why do we need to write it in this form when we can write it in the simple form. So here one thing to notice is that you can't control things. Suppose we have simply written, you can't make this figure small and large. That totally depends upon this code or Python, that how bigger or smaller that image would be here. But here you can control it. And if you want to know that how you can control it, then let's copy this one again. Copy, or let's not copy it. Let's make it as 0.5, 0.5, enter. My bad. 0.5, shift enter. Now you can notice that your image has been shifted towards more in right direction. So in this way you can simply do changes over here. Let's say I want to make it as 0.1, shift enter. Again you can notice that your image has changed a little bit. Again I want to make it as 4, shift enter. You can notice your figure is getting decreased now. Sorry, your plotting is getting decreased now. So this is how you can have control of your particular image, your plotting, and this is why it is recommended to use object oriented way. Now let's say I want to have subplots. I want to have plot under the plot, like we have done. No, not us earlier. We haven't done earlier this thing. So here what we are trying to do is we are trying to make plot under plot. So let's do that. That is plot under plot. And let's make it as heading. Okay. Enter, and here I will be writing the same code that I have written over earlier. If you want, you can remove these things because we have already seen that what steps we have performed, and then I will be removing this plotting as well. This is the reason I had used axis 1 earlier, so that I can make the axis 2 in while making the subplots. So here 0.11, 0.11, and here 0.9, and let's click enter, and let's control V over here. Again I want to get the same thing, but this time I won't be making the figure again, and this time I want it to be have figure 2, and let's remove this as well. And then here I will be, in order to make this, the length, sorry, the left, that is this left, should be greater because I want the plot inside this. So obviously this left should be greater than this. So I need to increase this one, that is I need to make it to, let's say 0.5 is fine. And then we have bottom should also be greater than what we have right now in order to make the figure inside it. And then we have width should be all less, and after that height should also be less. So let's keep it as 0.5, and this one also let's make it as 0.5 only. 0.5, and let's cover it around a list. And then I want to have plot axis 2, and we are setting the labels to now axis 2 because axis 1 we have already created. And let's click on shift enter, and notice you are getting two figures now. you are getting two plots now, and because we haven't selected correct LBWH over here, this is the reason our image is overlapping. So let's make some changes over here. Let's make it 3. Let's make this 3. Let's make this 3. And let's make this 3 as well. And then click on Shift Enter. And here you can notice again you are getting one one plotting another on the another one, and this is how you can make plot under plot. So you need to keep an eye on the this LBH you are making in order to make a correct picture over here. Let's click on Shift Enter. Again it's overlapping. Let's make it as 0.5 so that our bottom gets increased. Great. Now you can notice our plot is not overlapping. So in this way you can make plot under plot. So I hope this thing is clear to you, that how I have made this figure and axis and how we have made plot under plot. Now the next thing we will be looking upon is how we can make subplots in this object oriented way. So subplots. Let's make it as heading. Okay, enter. So again, here when we were writing the code in functional way, so here to make subplot we have simply written py.plot, and our subplot was made over there. But here first what we will be doing, we will be fig comma axis equals to plt dot subplot. And here like we were giving rows and column, here also we will give n rows. The difference is that there we were not writing n rows or n columns, we were just writing the numbers, but here we will be writing the name as well, and l n calls as 2. And let's click Shift Enter to see what. Oh my bad, we have defined it as py. Shift Enter. So you can notice that we are getting two this subplots over here, two figs over here, and then in that fig you can make the axis now. So let's do the reciprocal of what we have done just now. 1. So now you can notice we are getting 2 rows and 1 column. So this is the difference. This is the reason I am just showing you guys by reciprocating the number as well, in order to make sure that you guys are understanding what exactly is happening behind this. Now you can notice that we have two subplots over here. Let's say I want to see print axis. Oh, just a second. Print axis, enter. Now you can notice you are getting excess subplot and excess subplot. So basically this one is showing this and this one is showing this. So basically it is 0 and this is 1. So in order to do the plotting in the first one, what I will do is I will simply click enter. I will write excess. Inside the list I will write 0 and I will name it as excess 0 dot plot, and I will be writing array 1 comma array 2 over here, and I will click on Shift Enter. You can notice in this first axis, in this first figure, the plotting has been done. Similarly, what I will do, I will write axis, then inside list I will write 1 and I will plot array 2 comma array 1 and I will click on Shift Enter. So you can notice we are getting two subplots inside the same canvas. So, and today we have seen how you can, what is the exact concept of figure and axis. Then we have seen how we can draw plot under plot. After that, we have seen how to draw subplots using object oriented way. So I hope these three things is clear to you guys. Now let's see what we will be discussing next. You can also change the figure size as well as its DPI also you can change. So let's see how we can change the figure size and the DPI. So let's rename it as figure underscore size and DPI. Let's mark it as heading and click on enter and see how we can make the changes to the figure. So let's say I am writing fig comma xs and I am making a plt dot subplot, and here I am writing fig size, and let's say I want to have fig size as uh, 10 comma 5, and let's say I am writing this same thing, control C, control, again I have written plt, it should be py, and then click on enter, and notice you have got the figure. And now you can notice the earlier you were getting the size of this as this, because your canvas was of the size of canvas was not defined, but as we have defined the size of the figure, now you are getting the axis in this particular form. Now let's write this, enter, and you can notice that you are getting the image over here. We do not need to write this thing over here because it has already been added over here. And again, click on enter, sorry guys, just a second. Array 1, array 2, axis dot plot, array 1 comma array 2, and array 1 array 2 array 1 array versus array 2. Great. And let's say I want to have this, my bad, I need to remove this and then click enter. Okay, so I am getting my figure like this, and here we have increased and decreased the size as well. So now you can also increase the resolution as well. Let's say I want to have DPI equal to 100. So here you can notice the resolution has increased now, and this is how your image is coming. Guys, one thing to notice over here is that you can change the font as well. You can change the location of this title as well. Let's see how you can do that. So let's make the graph in this way. Control C, and then I will be pasting it over here. And what I will do, just along with the title, I will be writing location equals to, let's say I want it to have in center, and click on shift enter. What happened? Why it's taking time? Okay, just it's showing error because I have written incorrect spelling over here. Let's enter, and you can notice now your title is in center. Let's say I want it to have in the left hand, so you can do that as well. Along with that, you can make changes to the font as well. So for that, what I need to do is I need to write font dict. Let's say I want it to have font 1. Close this one. Mm, Close this one. Shift enter. Font dict font 1. Dictionary update limited. Just a second. Font dict font 2. Enter. Great. Font 2 is not defined. Why it's showing like this? Just a second, guys. If font dict is not none, Update font properties first as is the lowest priority dictionary. Okay, so here I have made a mistake. So before writing what is font 1 and 2, first of all I need to define it. I thought I have already defined it and this is the reason I used it. So I need to define it like what color want, what type I want, what type of font I want, and so on. So here I have families equals to which family I want, which color I want, and what should be the size. And then font 2, and then I can simply click shift enter. Font 2 I have already defined. Update properties, just a second. Again it's showing error. Font dict, font dict, font 2. Or let's copy this one. Let's remove this one and let's copy the color, font, and size over here. Control V, close it and enter. Invalid syntax. Just a second, guys. Well, let's do one thing. Let's try to make these things over here again. So here I have defined font 1, font 2, and this is what we are going to make. Let's say enter, and then I don't want LOC over here. I want font dict, and it should be equal to font 1. Shift enter. Great. So I guess I was using it in inverted comma. This is the reason I was not getting the results. You can notice as soon as I have made the color as blue and made it as font type 1, and again we can also do make changes to X and Y. Let's say I want it to have font dict equal to font 2. Shift enter, and here we are getting the color as dark red. So I hope this thing is clear that how we can make changes to x-axis, y-axis, how we can do font changes to this. Again we can make one more font over here. Let's enter, select, control V. Color I want to have green. Let's name it as sea green. Enter, and I want it to have, let's, as always, make sure that you are selecting shift enter in order to run any code. Then font dict, and I want it to have font 3. Enter. What has happened? Font 3 is not defined. Oh my bad. Font 3. Enter, and then enter. Again I have made a mistake, my bad. Guys, here size should be there, and here in the color it should be sea green. Then execute this one and then execute this one, and here you are getting sea green color over here. Great. So I hope these things is clear. Figure size, DPI, how you can make changes to the font, all these concepts is crystal clear to you guys, and using these same coding you can create your own visualization as well. You can try to play more with the codes in order to get more perfect and good visualizations. So in our last class, we have discussed about these things, that is figure size. Then we have seen font, how we can change the font of axis, labels, and so on. Today we will be talking about legends. I guess some of you might be aware about the legends. So let's check what exactly legend and label here means. So what I will do, I will again copy and paste the, guys, I am copy and pasting the same thing just in order to save the time. The same thing, writing the same thing several times would not help us in saving the time. This is the reason I am just making the copy and pasting the things and then making the visualization over here. Now let's say I want to, or let me write the code here. Fig comma access equals to py dot subplots, and let's say I don't want to make the fixed size or anything like that, and let's click on enter, and I want to plot axis dot plot dot plot array 1 comma array 2 comma, let's say I want it to have in red color, and then I want label, let's say label I want it as array 1 versus array 2, and then again copy this, and I want to have, so this you can notice that it has simply plotted the graph over here. But here I want one more axis dot plot, and this time I want array 2 and array 1. Let's say the color should be in green and the label should be array 2 versus array 1. Enter, and you can notice that you are getting two plots under the same figure. Here, after that, what I will do is I want to see what exactly red line says and what exactly green line says. So for that, I want axis dot legend, shift enter. What happened? I have written the spelling wrong. Now you can notice you are getting array 1 versus array 2, wherein array 1 is in green, red color, and array 2 is in green color. So what you can do is you can simply make different type of this lines in in same, what you can say, in same this canvas using this method, and here you can have the legends as well. One thing to notice over here is that you can also have the pattern of this line as per your need. You have noticed that earlier we have made it dotted and this type of line. So here also you can do the same thing. You can have, let's say, gr dot, and you can notice we are getting this dotted thing, and let's say I want to have g dash, so we are getting the dashed line over here. So here you can change the type of line as well. You can simply search on Google type of lines in Matplotlib, and you can notice we have different kinds of this over here. Let's go to images, and you have dash line, you have dash dot, then we have three dot together a space, then three dot, and so on. So that totally depends upon you that which plot you want to have for your visualization, and you can select that accordingly. After that, we have markers. What exactly markers mean, that we will be seeing in detail over here, and we will also see the inner face, outer face, and each thing right now. So let's see that now. To understand the markers, first I will be explaining it in simple form, wherein I will be having y points. Let's say I have y points equals to np dot array, and it is 3 comma 8 comma 10 comma 9 comma 5 comma 8. My bad, 5 comma 8. So this is my y points. Now what I need to do is I need to plot this, that is py dot plot, and here I want to have y points, and I want to have marker as well, and let me set it as O. Click on enter, and you can notice that you are getting a graph wherein you can notice the first one 3 is marker, then 8 is a marker in the circle, then again so on. Again you can check on the Google that how many type of markers that does Matplotlib has. Markers in in Matplotlib. So here you can notice that, not images, here we have rectangle up, we have try left, P for plus, then X, We have H line, triangle down, then we have pentagon, we have plus, we have V line. So we have number of markers present over here. Let's change it to plus sign and see what happens. Enter, and you can notice now you are getting plus sign. Let's make it to star and see what happens. Great. So you can notice that you are getting the markers in whatever shape you want to draw of the marker. You can do that, and you can check on the Google that how many type of markers do we have. After that, one thing is there that you can change the marker face color as well. Let's copy this. Let's paste this, and this time I want to have marker as, let's say, 0 O, and I want to have or let's first change the marker size. I want to have marker size equals to 8. Enter. Guys, notice, let's make it as O. Earlier our marker was of smaller size. As we had made 8, our marker has increased. Let's make it 20 and see what happens. Now notice our marker size has increased more. Let's make it 40 and see what happens. Again, you can notice the as you will increase the size, your marker size will get increased over here. I am making it smaller because here our this larger one is getting a half is coming in the canvas, whereas the rest remaining is getting out of the page. This is the reason I have made it smaller in size. After that, what you can do, you can make edge as well. You can give edge to your marker as well. Let's say I want to have marker edge edge, and I want its size to be 5. Enter. What happened? Marker edge width. Marker edge width should be 5. Okay, great. Now currently we are not able to see if we have marker width edge or not. So in order to distinguish both the marker and marker edge width, what I will do, I will change the color of marker edge color. You can give the shortcut as well, and I will be writing it as orange. Shift enter. Great. So you can notice we are getting marker edge as well, which is coming yellow in color, and inside that we have marker size. Now here I want to make change to marker face color as well. Marker face color, I want it to be red. Marker face color equals to red. Enter. What happened? Red is not any R should be there. Marker face color R. What has the line to be object has no property. Marker face color, but it has marker face color. Or let's name it as MFC. MFC should be R. Great. So guys, here you can use shortcut as well. That totally depends upon you. Let's say I will be writing the same code, but this time I will be using shortcuts. So let's paste this. Let's say I will write it as ms, that is marker size, and then I will be writing it as mew, that is marker edge width, and I will be writing it as mec, that is marker edge color mec, and let's make it as green, and let's make it as blue, and let's control, and notice you are getting green and blue color over here after writing the shortcuts as well. Let's say I want it to have plus sign and see what happens. Great. So you can notice here the MFC has changed and MEC has also changed, because here we don't have any age width and all these things. So this is the reason it has only taken the MEC, that is marker edge color, which is green in color, and it has not taken MFC, that is there is some mistake. Let's make it a star and see if what happens. Okay, because the size has decreased so much, this is the reason we are not. You can notice once you will zoom this, you can notice that we are getting the blue color in such a small color, and the another one is coming in dark color. So this is because of the width we have set, and this is the reason it is coming like this. So I hope this marker concept is also clear to you guys. Now I have explained this marker concept to you guys in this form. Now let's say, let's make it for this only, for the axis that we are making right now. Let's select this. Let's go to this, and here I want to have axis plot array 1 comma array 2, and I want marker. Let's make the marker over here, and I want marker as O. Let's remove this one, and let's say what happens. Array 1 marker equal to, I have written 0, I need to write it at O. Great. So you can notice we are getting the same thing here as well. Let's again write this, if let's write this one as well and see if something happens or not. And enter. And this time I want marker as, let's say, plus, plus. Let's close this one, shift enter. Great. So you can notice you are getting two lines. One has this marker and one has this marker. And now you can make the changes as well, like we have done earlier, like marker size, marker width, age, color, MFC, all thing. What I will do is I will simply copy these things from here, Control C, and I will paste it over here, that is Control V, in order to make the changes. Great. Notice the circles have got changed now. Again, the same thing I will be doing here as well with the plus sign. And you can notice here also the changes has been done. So I hope this marker label two things is clear to you guys. So till now we have discussed a lot of things. We have learned how we can draw the plot. We have created our first visualization. Then we have learned how we can name our x-axis, y-axis, how we can give title to our visualization. Then we have seen how we can make different plots under the same canvas. After that, we have seen how object oriented ways in how we can write the programming. Then we have seen how we can draw plot under plot. Then we have seen subplots. We have seen how we can make figure size and DPI. Then we have seen how we can make the font changes to level 1, x-axis, y-axis, and title. Then we have learned about legends. Then we have seen markers over here. Hello guys, welcome back. In our last class, we have seen how we can draw figure axis in Matplotlib. Apart from that, we have also seen marker and all these things. Let's today we will be proceeding from where we left in the last class. So first, as in the last class we have discussed that we need to first open the anaconda. After that, we can simply open a new Python file from here, and then after that we will write the code over here. So today we will be learning how we can add grid lines to Matplotlib. So as discussed in last class, first we need to import different libraries over here before proceeding with the coding part. So I will be importing all the libraries over here, like import numpy as np, enter, import pandas as pd, import what, cborn as sn. Along with that, we will be importing Matplotlib, and as the Matplotlib library is so huge, so we will be importing only one package, that is what, pyplot. So let's import that. Import matplotlib lib.pyplot as plt. Guys, this name is totally depends upon you what you want to import it as. For example, in the last class, I have imported Matplotlib as py. So it totally depends upon you that how you want the Matplotlib, how you want to give the abbreviation over here. Now, the next thing I will be doing is I will simply make one array over here. Let's name it as x. X is equals to, let's say, np dot array, and let's keep it as 1 2 3 4 4 5 6 7 8, and this array should be in this square bracket. My bad, just a second. Let me first write square bracket, and then I will be writing the digits over here of the array, like this, 8 and then 9. Or we can do one thing, we can write 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then 90. So this is one array that we have created. Now I will be creating another array. Let's click enter, and then before enter I need to close this bracket, and then I will be writing y equal to, again I will be making another array, that is np dot array, and this time I will be naming it as uh, uh, let's make it as 30 50, 30 50, then 70, then what say 90, then 110, then 130, then 150, and so on. So this totally depends upon you that how you wish to create array. In the last class I have made it using a range, and then I have simply done the square of that particular array, but here I have tried a different method to create that array. I hope both the method is clear to you. Now what I will be doing, I will simply make plt dot plot, plt dot title first, title, and let's say title x versus y. I am writing the title, and then I will be marking, my bad guys, this should be in inverted comma. Any string that you will be writing over here, it should be in the inverted comma. This is the reason it has thrown the error over here. So we have written x versus y over here, and then we will be assigning title labels to x and y. This thing I am doing again just for the practice, so that you guys remember what we have done in the last classes as well. So we have plt dot x label, and we will be setting it as x. Again I will be making label for y as well, plt dot y label, and I will be making it as y. After that we can simply plot this. PLT is not defined. Guys, we haven't run this code till yet. This is the reason it's showing error over here. So this code, I will simply click on shift enter so that my code runs over here, and then I will click here. Notice now I am not getting any error, and we are getting this figure as well. But we need to plot the axis. So we will be plotting PLT. We will be writing PLT dot plot, and x comma y, we will be closing this, and we'll click shift enter. Now you can notice that we are getting one graph over here the similar way we were getting earlier. Now what I want to see is I want to have grids over here, so I will be writing plt dot grid, and let's see if grid comes over here. You can notice we are getting the grid now. Again, this is the grid that we are getting both in x-axis and y-axis. Let's say I want to display specific grids. Let's say I want to see only x grid. So what I will do, I will simply copy this. I will go over here and I will write grid, and then I will put axis equals to x over here, and I will click on shift enter. And here you can notice we are only getting x axis grids over here. Let's say if you want to have y axis, then simply you need to replace it by y, and you will be getting the y grid lines over here. So I hope this grid concept is clear to you guys, that how we can create grid in this. And then you can also give color, line styling and width to this particular grid. Let's see how you can do that. Let's say I have grids here for y axis and I want to have it in the color. Let's say I want to have it in red color, red. And let's say I want to have line style I want it to have dotted. Let's say dotted, let's make it as dotted. And if you want, you can set line width as well. Line width, let's say I want it to have 1. You can then click on shift enter. What happened? Mm, Let me check what is the error coming over here. That is not valid for ls supported. Okay, so here this dot is not valid for basically line style. This is the reason it is showing error over here. So we need to put either these or these things in order to create that particular grid line. So I am making the semicolon one, and let's see what happens now. Shift enter, and you can notice we are getting this dotted lines over here all over this page. So I hope this grid line is clear to you guys, and you have understood how you can change the color, line style and line width of that particular grid. We have already covered the subplot, and now we will be talking about Matplotlib scatter. You must be aware about what is scatter chart, and we will be reading about scatter chart now. But before we proceed further, let me explain you guys what exactly scatter chart is. If you guys have gone through the lectures of this Power BI, Tableau and all, then you must have gone through this scatter plot chart. So basically, scatter plot chart is a type of plot wherein you can have two variables for a particular set of data. You can see basically two variables for a particular set of data in a same graph. Now let me try to explain how we can make it, and then after making the graph, you guys will have a clear understanding that how it works over here. Now let's say I have already imported all my libraries, and I will again be writing the things over here. So let's say I have two arrays. Let's say this array is showing sales and profit for a particular company in a particular on a particular day. Let's say on the x-axis we have an array that is np dot array, and just consider that all these number are in k. That is, after each digit there is k value. That means the value we are putting is in the form of thousands. So this, and then I will be writing 5k, 10k, 15k, 20k, 25k, and 30k, 35k, and 40k. Now again I will be making another array that is y, and here I will be showing the profit for that particular day. So let's open a bracket, and let's say on the first day we have 1k profit, 2k profit, 3k profit, 4k profit, 5k profit, 6k profit, 7k profit, 8k profit. That's it. Okay. So this is the profit that we have shown for that particular day. Now what we need to do is we simply need to write plt dot scatter, and here I need to write x comma y. Now let's see what happens. Shift enter, and you can notice that you are getting 5 and 1. This dot is basically representing, let's say we have the value for day 1. So on day 1 we have 5,000 of sales and 1,000 of profit. Then on the day 2 we have 10,000 of sales and 2k for this profit. So here either you can write this as well. Let's replace x by sales and y by profit so that it is more clear to us. And this is how your diagram is looking alike. And here also we will be writing sales, and here we will be writing profit, and then I will click on shift enter. Sales is not defined. Why it's not defined? Sales is already defined. Profit np.array like this. Okay, so we are getting this. Now if you want the same thing like putting title labels over here, then you can do that as well. And let's say if I want to again do the same thing for another, let's say we are comparing two this, what do we say, two two companies sales and profit. So here we can write sales 1 and profit 2, and here we, sorry, profit 1, and here also we will be writing sales 1 and profit 1. Now let's have the same thing, let's write the same thing for second organization as well. Control C. Here I will simply click enter, we will paste it, and I will be writing sales 2 and profit 2, and I will be changing the value. Like for array, I will be writing 6, 10, 16, 26, 37, 35, and 40. And then I will be changing the values of profit as well. Here I will be writing 3, then 2, then 5, then 6, then 7, and this is it. Again, I will be writing plt.scatter over here to make the scatter plot over here, and here I will be writing sales 2 and profit 2. So here you can notice we are getting another this plot chart over here, and it is being represented over here in the orange color. So in this way you can create scatter plot chart, and each point in this plot chart is helping us with profit and loss for a particular day. If you want to make a specific color to any chart, then you can do that as well. Let's say I want to make color equals to, let's say I want to have green color, so I can do that as well. And you can notice all my this first chart is coming in green color. So here you can change the color as well. After that, one more thing to notice over here is that you can give this size to your bubbles as well. For example, let's say I want to have sizes over here, that is, let's make size as well, that is s equal to sizes, and let's say I want to have size as alpha equal to 0.5. So basically you can adjust the transparency of the dots with using this argument that is known as alpha argument. Just like colors, you have to make sure for sizes that the same length of arrays of x and y axis are over there. Now here I will be clicking shift enter. Sizes is not defined over here. Just a second. Okay. So before proceeding forward, we need to specify the size of this bubble as well. So in order to do that, we will be first assigning size to each and every array over here. Then only we can proceed with this size part. So here one thing we can do is we can simply do like this. We can make a column. We can make an array like sizes equals to np dot array, and let's say I will be having size as 20, 50, 100, 250, and then 500, then 100, then 50. Shift. Before that, let's open a square bracket over here and let's close it here. Shift enter. Shift enter. What happened? Guys, if any of your program is not working, then you can simply go to kernel and you can click on restart and run all, so that all the codes run in a synchronized manner, and then you will be able to get the output over here. Still we aren't getting any output. Why is it so? S must be a scalar or the same size as x and y. Isn't of same size? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we need to put one more. As I have told you earlier, that you need to have the same number of the number of x and y count should be same, and along with that the size should also be same in order to have the size of the bubbles. You can notice for 20 we have smaller size, then 50 we have bigger size, 250 again we have bigger size, and so on. So you can simply do the changes from here in order to make your bubbles bigger and smaller. So this was about scatter plot chart. Now after scatter plot chart, the next thing we will be reading is Matplotlib bar charts. So let's see how we can make a bar chart. Let's say I want to see sales for each and every country in a particular so for each and every state in a particular country. So let's make a chart for that. So here I will be writing np.array, and I want to write it for, let's say we have states like Chennai. Guys, always remember, by writing any string you need to first open your double quotes. Let's write Chennai, then let's write Mumbai, then Delhi, and what do we have? Then Kolkata. Okay, great. Now I want to see, let's say, temperature sales for each of these cities for a particular thing. So I will be writing y equal to, let's say, np dot array, or let's say we are talking about the population of that particular city. So let's say, or put not population. Uh, let's have the rank of that particular city. Say 3, then have 4, then 5, and then 6, like this. Okay, and then I simply have to write plt dot bar in order to create the bar chart. Plt dot bar, and here I will be writing x comma y and x comma y, and I have to simply click enter, shift enter, and you can notice we are getting bar chart for Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, and Kolkata, and for each state the rank is being showed over here. Now as I have told you guys earlier, that how you can basically this change the title and everything, you can do that as well from here. Now let's say if you want to have, if this is vertical chart, let's say if we want to have horizontal bar chart, then in that case what we can do over here, we need to simply, let's copy this first. Just a second, let's copy this one first. What happened? Okay, let's copy this first and then paste it over here. And with bar, the only thing we have to do is we have to write h in order to make the horizontal bar chart. So here you can see we are getting horizontal bar chart now. Now we have seen horizontal bar chart, we have seen bar chart. Then again here also you can change the color as per your need. Let's say I want to have color equals to red. Shift enter, and you can see your chart is now in a red color. So you basically have 140 supported colors. You can simply check on Google that which color do you want, and then you can write it over here. Along with the color, you can also set the width to this particular bar over here. Let's say I want to have 0.1, or let's say I want to have 0.3, and click shift enter. What happened? Rectangle property has no, what spelling I have used over here? WID. The spelling I have used is incorrect. This is the reason it has shown the error. But as soon as I have selected 0.5, now you can notice my bar size has less width. Let's set width equal to 1 and see what happens. Bar has got multiple bar argument. Okay, my bad. Here I need to set height, because here there is no width, there is height. Now you can notice we have made the height too much larger, and this is the reason it is overlapping with each another. So let's make 0.5, and now you can notice we are getting this thing over here. So I hope scatter chart and bar chart is clear to you guys. Now let's see what do we have next. So the next thing we will be talking about is Matplotlib histogram. I hope you guys know what histogram exactly is. So basically histogram is a graph which shows frequency distribution over here. It is a graph basically which helps in showing the number of observation within each given interval. So let's say you have n number of people, and you might have to see how many numbers are lying in approximately which range. Then for that we create histogram. Now let's see how we can create histogram in this particular particular what in this particular language. So let's say I am again generating a array over here, and that array, let's say I am generating a random array, that is np dot random, and that is normal, and 110, 20, 240, and 56. Let's open a square bracket here first, and then let's close it over here, and let's click over here, shift enter. So here you can notice that we have already created an array. Now to see what our array exactly is, you can simply print that particular array over here, and you can notice that we are getting this array now. So this will generate a random result and will look like this over here. So every time you will run this code, I guess it will be helping you with different. Let's run this code again, and each time you will be getting different values over here. Now we will try to make what histogram using this. So let's say I will be removing this print, and now I will be writing plt dot hist, this bracket. His missing one requirement. Oh, my bad. So in order to create any chart, we need to pass the argument as well. Let's say I'm writing x over here. Let's click on shift enter, and you can notice that you are getting bar. Why so? Mm, why it's showing bar graph? It should help us with histogram. np.random normal. Let's make some changes over here. Let's write 170. Just a second, guys. I am making some changes in order to see if it works or not. Mm, Print hist h array 100, this array, this, and then we are getting histogram like this. So basically it is showing the range of frequency between this digit, that is this one to this one, this one to this one, and this one to this one. So this is the reason we are getting the graph like this. So I hope the histogram is clear to you. So till now we have talked about bar chart, we have talked about scatter plot chart, then we have talked about histogram chart. Now we are going to see how we can make pie chart in Matplotlib. So again, I will be making one array. Let's say x equal to np dot array, and let's say I want to have 24, 15, 11, 7, and then 1, and then 40. So this is an array that I have just created. Now in order to plot this, we don't need x-axis and y-axis, because pie chart is just a circular representation, and here each angle represents the number of the data shown over here. So I will be simply writing pi, and here what I will do is I will be passing this argument x with pi, and we will be array text positional 1 but 6 were given. What happened over here? No, 1, 2, 2 position argument, but 6 were. Oh, my bad. Guys, always make sure that you are putting a square bracket in array. Then shift enter. and you can notice you are getting the pie chart over here. Now here each size basically is x divided by the value of each and every this what do we say, this data. And then like in other different what languages, we were able to set the labels as well. So here also we can set labels. Let's say pi x, and I want to set labels. Then for the labels, what you can do is you can simply write my labels, and here you can show the labels. Let's say uh, 24 I will be assigning it to for a person, let's say Abhi, and 15 I will be assigning to a different person, let's say Nikki, and 11 I will be assigning to a different person, Mickey, and 7 I will be assigning it to Ayush, and 1 I will be assigning to, let's say, Shagun, and 14 I will be assigning to Krish. Now click on Shift Enter and see if it shows any label to us. Oh, my bad. We have only put my labels over here. But in order to make sure that it comes in our graph as well, we need to set labels equals to my labels, and then we need to click Shift Enter. My labels has been declared over there. Then why it's showing error? Shift Enter. Labels is equal to my label. plt.py, my level is not defined, but it is defined over here. What happened? Let's run the kernel again and see if it works. Start and run all. Guys, sometimes Anaconda behave like this, so you need to run the kernel again in order to get the results over here. Shift Enter. Still it's showing error. X equal to np.arrange. Okay, my bad. Nahi, I have given my labels like this and labels equal to my label. What happened over here? But my labels is not defined, but it has been defined. Label equal to okay. Let's try to write this code again. Let's copy this. Let's paste this. Let's rename it as y, and then let's rename it as y. Shift Enter. Great, now it's working. I don't know why it was not working with my labels, but as soon as I have written y, now it's working. So in this way, you can simply put the labels to that particular pie chart. Then let's say if you don't want to have this angle this way, then you can change the angle as well. After that, let's say if you want to explode a particular thing out of this pie chart, let's say you want to explode this thing, so you can explode that as well. And for that you just need to use explode function over here. And then apart from that, you have many attributes of this. Similarly, you have colors. You can set colors to your labels as well. And apart from that, you have legend. You can set legend as well. Let's say I want to see legends as well over here. Then what I can do is I can simply copy this, Control C, and I will click Control V. And let's say I want to see levels as well. I will click Enter, and I will write plt dot legend over here, and then I will click on Shift Enter. And why legend is not coming over here? It should appear. My bad. Shift it. Great. Now you can see we are getting labels as well. Like for each color, we are getting the this number, this particular person name. Now in our other this tools like BI tools, for example Power BI and Tableau, we used to see that we had header as well. Here also you can set the title of the legend like this title equals to name of person, or like name, shift enter, and you can see we are getting name above here. So in this way you can simply put the title for the legend as well. So here you can see that we have learned a number of graphs today. For example, how we can draw vertical bar chart, how we can draw horizontal bar chart, how we can put grid lines. We have learned about scatter chart, we have learned about histogram, we have learned about pie chart. Now you can take any data and then work with that particular visualization over here. And I would request you guys to kindly practice these things from your end. And in case if you guys have any problem, then do feel free to reach out to us. We are always there to help. In our next class, we will be talking about Seaborn. It also helps us in visualization in Python, and we will be proceeding with that in our next class. I hope till then you guys will be keep practicing and learning things. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe. Bye bye, guys.